Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to spend time with the Seven of Wands. Okay. This is a card that often shows up in tarot reading when life feels like little crowded, a lot, a little loud, and a little demanding. Okay, if you have ever felt like you are holding your ground while multiple things pull at you at once, the energy of this card is like this. You are holding your ground while multiple things are pulling you at once. So let's start decoding the meaning of this card by understanding the elements. In the picture, we see a figure, a man standing on a higher ground. Okay, holding a wand defensively. Okay, as if he is defending himself. Below them are several other wands. Okay, uh, rising upward almost as if they are being challenged from many directions at the same time. Uh, a man who is trying to hold his ground and is being challenged by other things at the same time in many directions. Okay, so what's important to notice in this? So the figure already has a high ground. Okay, they didn't stumble into this position by accident. So this person who is standing already on his ground has not stumbled uh, here by accident or by luck, you can say. He has earned this ground. Okay, he has earned this height in our life. uh, this card Seven of Wands comes after Six of Wands. So what we have learned in Six of Wands, the Six of Wands is about recognition, success, and being seen, being visible, okay, being known. So energetically, if I talk about the Seven of Wands, this card tells you that what happens after you have achieved something. Okay, what happens when others start to notice you? You have become visible now in Six of Wands, and now what happens next? So this card basically talks about what happens when you have achieved something or you became viral or visible. Okay, so this is where the pressure comes or shows up. So the Seven of Wands is about defending your position, not because you are wrong but because you are visible now. Okay, sometimes when we step into our truth, our leadership, or a complete a certain milestone of growth, challenges naturally arises in our life. So not always because other the challenges doesn't come because other wants to hurt us, but because our presence, our achievements, shifts the environment. Now I want to be very clear with something I tell my learners often. This card is not about fighting for sake of fighting, okay? It's about deciding what is worth standing for. Okay, it means that if you are fighting something and 10 things are pulling you back and you know that this thing is worth fighting, then keep going on. Okay, it's about deciding what is worth standing up for. So the energy here is ask you to stay grounded or rooted in your values. You don't need to attack anyone, you don't need to convince everyone, you simply need to hold your grounds with integrity. Also, one of the most important lessons of Seven of Wands tells us is about self trust. Trust yourself. Sometimes when 10 things are coming pulling us, we lose trust in ourselves. So this whenever this card appears, it asks you to trust yourself. This card also appears and shows that you already know where you stand, okay, but you may be feeling pressure to explain yourself, to justify yourself, or to prove your worth. Okay, this card gently reminds you not every challenge requires your energy, but some does require your presence. Okay. Let's talk about the emotional layer of this card. Emotionally, the Seven of Wands can feel like being misunderstood, feeling tested, feeling like you have to advocate for yourself, being stretched, of course, but not broken. This is not an easy energy actually, but it is a strengthening one. Okay. Think of it as a resistance training for the soul. Yeah. So every time you choose to stand firm without becoming defensive, you build confidence. Okay. Every time you assert yourself calmly, you reinforce your sense of self. Okay, now let's talk about how this card can show up in real life situations. In career or work reading, the Seven of Wands often appears when you are being challenged professionally. Okay, maybe your ideas are questioned, maybe you are competing for space, recognition, or authority. So this card encourages you to stay aligned with your skills and values. You don't need to out shout anyone. You just need to stay consistent. Okay. In relationship, this card can indicate the need for boundaries. Sometimes it shows up when you feel like you are constantly having to explain yourself or defend your needs. Okay, so the Seven of Wands ask you, where do you need to be clear about what you will and will not accept? This isn't it about conflict for conflict's sake, it's about self respect. So, in spiritual or personal growth readings, this card often appears when you are stepping into a new belief system, practice, or way of being. Other may not understand your path, but that's okay. The Seven of Wands, reminds you that growth doesn't require universal approvals or everyone's approval. So let's also talk about the shadow side of this card. When Seven of Wands is imbalanced, or you can say it appears as a reversed, it can turn into being overly defensive, feeling like everyone is against you, exhausting from constant um resistance, refusing to listen to all. Okay, this is when disagreements comes in. So ask yourself, am I standing my grounds? Am I holding my grounds tightly because it matters, or because I am afraid to soften? So health expression of this card is confidence and openness. Now let's look at the reversed energy. Okay, again, for those who of you who read reverser, reversed of Seven of Wands indicates feeling overwhelmed by pressure. Okay, avoiding confrontation, giving up your position too easily, or questioning your worth. In case this message often becomes ask you, you don't need to fight for with everyone, but you do need to stand up for yourself. Okay, so in reversed. In if I sum up in reversed, this card asks you for stand up for yourself. It can also suggest that you have been in a defensive mode for too long and need some rest. Sometimes the lesson is knowing when to step back and protect your energy and peace rather than your position. Because we close, I want to offer you a grounding. Okay, yeah. So that's it for the energy. So the Seven of Wands teaches us that strength isn't it loud, strength is rooted, strength is knowing who you are even when other question it. So when this card shows up, remember you are not being tested because you are weak, you are being tested because you are capable. Thank you for learning with me today. If this card has shows up in your life recently, sit and it with it. Listen to what it is asking you to protect and what is asking you to release. Okay. And I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you.